Hi folks, it's Winston from LiveWild, and today we got a treat. Dre ordered herself a camping hammock, and it came in today. And being that I'm an experienced hammock camper, I'm showing both her, because she's behind the camera, and you guys how to set them up. This is the Hennessy Scout. Hennessy does a really broad line of hammocks, everything from a very small lightweight, which is what the Scout is, up to the Safari, which is a double hammock. But they all have bug nets and integrated flies, so it's a whole camping system that fits in that bag. Everything you need is right there. So we're going to show you how it works and throw in some little hammock setup tips. Very, very simple. Usually about head height. Put them around and we feed them back through themselves. Hennessy in their direction actually has you do it a little bit differently, but I don't do it that way, so you're going to see my way of doing it. Oh, unlike Hennessy's way, which is basically you're going to tie repeated figure 8 knots, or sort of trace a figure 8 through your straps and that holds it up. I like something that's a little bit easier to adjust because you have to undo the whole thing to adjust it a little bit. My way, you need 2 rock climbing carabiners. Anything that's loaded or rated for rock climbing is more than strong enough to hold up your hammock, so just get the lightest ones you can find. These are some old school clog hyperlights and a DMM from Wales, but this little item right here has a 2,000 kilogram rating. That's over 4,000 pounds. You're fine. If you're gonna break a carabiner, you really gotta, put down the Twinkies. So we're just gonna clip them through on each side, and that is going to give us the ability to adjust on the fly using a muncher hitch knot. Very, very simple to do. So watch and learn. Okay, so when you bring the hammock itself out of the bag, the stuff sack that it comes in, unwrap it, and when we put this away, we're going to put it away a little bit differently. So what you have, these are the 2 ends as far as the cords go, and you see there's our bug net. All we need to do is clip on, just put the cord through, then you're going to go around the cord and back through the carabiner. And what that does is create a muncher hitch. But we have our carabiner attached to our tree strap. This is the cord that goes with that's attached to the end of the hammock. Clip it through, then pass over, so you see there, and then we just come back through and clip. So what this allows us to do is have a friction knot that we can adjust our tension, and then all you're going to do is pass over with a bite of the rope and back through itself. You pull that snug and then feed another half hitch the other way, so you got the bite of rope over itself and back through itself. That thing is not going anywhere. But, as you'll see, undo, pull, and then we can adjust our tension again. Very simple. So now that we've got both ends attached, what we want to do is adjust this end, because we got a little bit more rope. And with the Hennessy's, you're actually doing the ridge line, or your support line, almost as tight as you can go. It's not going to be exactly, but fairly snug, a little bit of sag. If you're doing any of the traditional parachute hammocks, like an Eagle Nest Outfitter, the Eno hammocks, or the Thermarast slackers, you want the strap to be on a 30-degree angle. And one of the easy ways to know that is if you make a gun finger, because the human eye, we're good at telling level, roughly from the top of your thumb to the tip of your finger, that line is roughly 30 degrees. So if I was doing that here, you see how that's actually a little more than 30 degrees? So if we pull it and then check again, pretty close to 30 degrees. There you go. You don't even have to bring a protractor with you. So, but the fact is, we are going to take this up a little snugger because we can. And that's the thing. With a Hennessy, I usually hang them, they're maybe a 15-degree sag. So we go back over and through itself, give ourselves a bite of material over, and then back through with our half hitch. Very, like I said, very, very easy to tie off and very easy to undo afterwards. We got the bug net open. We're going to put the fly on in a second, but just for illustration purposes, once I hang my hammock, I like to weight it, because then you're going to start to get a feel of what it'll actually feel like. So, being that I got crap all over the ground, I'm not going to take my shoes off, and it's not even my hammock, so I don't care if it gets dirty inside.
Thanks, Winston.
So, in we sit. So one of the things that's really nice with any of the hammocks with a bug net is it also works very well, and we can actually throw the bug netting up and over there. Yeah. Out of the way. Works very well as a chair. If you're not using it purely as a sleeping hammock. But right now when I hopped in, what I found, it was a little bit snug, so that then gives you the idea of where you need to adjust it. So I'm going to lower it just a smidge and then try again. Because what you run into with this type of hammock is you don't sleep lengthwise. You sleep on an angle across. Not 90 degrees, somewhere sort of in that ballpark of 30 to 45 degrees. And when you do that, you don't sleep like a banana, you sleep flat. And that's sort of the wondrous thing about any good hammock, is that your whole body is sort of like enveloped and you float. And if you're a side sleeper, if you're sleeping lengthwise, you're bent in half. But when you're sleeping on an angle in the hammock, you can sleep on your side and sleep flat. And it is the most comfortable thing you're ever going to experience. Obviously, hammock is comfy. Bug net keeps the bugs off you. This is the rain fly, or the tarp, that keeps the water off you. One of the nice things with Hennessy's is once you've mounted them on, you can actually just leave it on. You don't have to do a separate ridge line to hang your tarp from. So, these are a diamond-shaped tarp. Very sort of simple setup. You have a clip on one point of the diamond, and you have a little plastic clip carabiner attached to a rope that's on a prusik knot. Prusik knots allow you to slide it along, but under tension they lock in place. So we'll do the same thing on this end. You see right here, little D-ring, little plastic carabiner, and then we just pull it up and we start to get it snug. So one of the unique things that the Hennessy's have, aside from obviously the way that the tarp integrates, is that there's tie-outs on the hammock itself. It's shock cord, and so when I stake out the fly or the tarp, I'm also going to stake out the hammock. So first we're going to stake the hammock out, the fly, the part that keeps you dry in the rainstorms. So, depending on the weather conditions, if it's super hot in the summer, you can actually do a more up angle like this so you get a nice breeze coming through. Crappier weather, go on a steeper angle down to the ground. So, we'll drive in here. It's actually pretty easy. So what I'll actually do in this case is I wrap it twice and go over exactly the way that I did with the hammock in the carabiners. So over, through, and basically pull it snug. And there's the half hitch back up. So what you run into, undoing this is very easy, but you don't have knots that are hard to untie, but a very easy way to adjust. Then, this here, which is the shock cord, I will bring it back, go around a couple of times, and so there's a couple different ways you can go. You can either just go around your peg and pull it snug, or the clips right on here, if you had it staked out wider, you can actually just clip it to the rings on the fly. So in this particular case, I'm just going to go down, go around once, twice, and then in this case 3 times, and you flip it back to the side. Very easy way to go. So it helps keep the hammock from swinging around. You know, if it gets a little windy or you roll around a lot, but gives it a very sort of nice floaty feel. We do exactly the same thing on the other side, and you're good to go. A simple thing, put your cord for your fly down around to your peg, which you pushed in the ground, tension up a little bit, and all you got to do is go around once, twice, 3 times, and then take a bite over. Hopefully you can see this. So a bite of the cord goes over. Just press your finger on here, just like you're putting your finger on a bow, tying your shoes. Just pull this snug. And now that bite, just go a half hitch over. Not going anywhere. Very, very simple, but because the second half hitch doesn't have any tension on it, easy to undo, grab the tail, and you've just undone it. Just like what we've done with tying up the hammock on the carabiners. This is actually Andrea's, as I said, so it doesn't matter if it works for me, because it doesn't, because it's a little too small, but she's on camera. Let's see how it works for you. It's the virgin maiden hopping in of your hammock. And obviously for illustration purposes, we put the fly back so you can see. Otherwise she'd be all high heat.
Good night.
So how does it, as far as getting that angle goes, you find yourself with enough room to get in a good position?
Oh yeah, I have plenty of room in here. I'm about 5'2", so you get an idea of the interior length. I still have a good foot past my feet, lots of headroom still left in here. So I feel like there'll be lots of room in here for my sleeping bag. In the future we're going to rig some sort of an under quilt to help stay warm. Something that I can feel right away actually is that the side of my body that's touching the hammock is feeling the breeze and cooling off right away. So I'll definitely want some sort of insulation layer underneath me so the moving air doesn't pull all of my body heat out. But the design's really great. The zipper's very easy to use. I feel like I'm well supported. It's a nice level surface. Just need to fly back here a little bit. I don't feel at any time like I'm about to be tipped out of the hammock, so it's quite stable. There's some nice little features in here. There's some little hooks. You could hang a little light from here. They've even added a little gear locker. So there's someone like myself who wears eyeglasses. This is great because it gives me somewhere safe to put them. I'm not going to crush them in my sleep. They're going to be safely hanging above me. I can even put a little headlamp in here if I want some light. There's even enough room in here to put a small Nalgene bottle or a little water bottle. Yeah, really well thought out. It's nothing you don't need, and it only weighs just over 2 pounds. I think it's 2 pounds 10 ounces or 1,200 grams. So a really great option for ultralight camping. Looking forward to using it.
So thanks for tuning in. This is Winston. That's Dre. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments, like any questions about hammock setup, how to insulate underneath. There's a bunch of different ways we can do it. we'll do some future videos based on what you guys are interested in. So if you want to know anything more about hammocks or see any other types of hammock setup, whether it's the parachute style, I don't know if we call this like the hanging tent style because it's all integrated, let us know in the comments below and we'll make some more videos. Until next time, keep living wild.